day, my name is Marion Soumari de Boer, and I am a Senior Fellow in Kilimanjaro Clinical Research Institute. On behalf of my co-authors, I would like to tell you about our challenges in identifying female candidates from countries with limited research capacity for a research trainee fellowship, which is a case description from East Africa. In 2019, EDCTP announced the Senior Fellowship Plus, which would be opened on 5 November 2019. The call would close in January 2020, but was postponed for 3 weeks until 17 February 2020. We had a proposal in development, and this was based on research that we did within the Career Development Fellowship that I was holding at that time. We had a brainstorm session with the study team, we did literature review, and we had discussions with our mentor in the Netherlands to develop the proposal. The call had two important conditions. The purpose of this call for proposals is to support capacity development of potential African research leaders and to mentor junior researchers with emphasis on hands-on research training linked to clinical trial activities conducted in sub-Saharan Africa. Also, as a key component, the proposed work must include training and supervision of a minimum of 2 postgraduate students, PhD and/or masters, with a clear training and mentorship plan for each student. Additionally, the proposal must also include training and mentoring of 1 early career scientist, the trainee fellow. The trainee fellow must come from a different institution, which must be located in a sub-Saharan African country that is different from the country of the home institution of the senior fellow. The trainee fellow should either have a PhD in a subject relevant to the EDCTP2 program and less than 5 years of postdoctoral experience, or a medical doctor with up to 5 years of research experience. Based on that, we created a list of criteria, which was based on the unequal geographical distribution of research capacity, which made us a list of countries within East Africa, which are less supported by EDCTP. And those were Rwanda, Burundi, Seychelles, and South Sudan. Also, criteria were based on the unequal distribution of research capacity over gender, and we thought it's best to have a female candidate. We used our networks to see if we could find potential candidates. First was the East African Consortium of Clinical Research. The second was the Years Forum, which is a forum for young researchers within East Africa. And also we used our personal networks. We identified 4 potential female candidates and 1 male candidate. Candidate 1 was identified through EACCR. She was a medical doctor based in Rwanda with wide experience of working in national health programs. She was interested to join as of September 2019, but we soon lost contact with her. Candidate 2 was identified through the Years Forum and was based in Burundi. She was also a medical doctor and was interested to join as of September 2019. Unfortunately, she kept quiet for 3 months and then mentioned she couldn't find time to write a proposal due to work duties. Candidate 3 was also identified through the Years Forum. She was based in Rwanda and a female medical doctor, interested to join as of September 2019. Despite a number of attempts, also with her, we lost contact. Candidate number 4 was identified through personal contacts. She was based in Rwanda, but with a Burundian background, and she was also a female medical doctor. She was interested to join as of October 2019, and we started discussing on her proposal. In November, she told that her husband was concerned about combining the fellowship with family life and work duties. Candidate 5 was identified through EACCR. He was a male researcher based in Rwanda and was interested to join as of August 2019. He shared a full research proposal. I kept this as a backup plan in case I would not be able to find a female candidate. In December 2019, by accident, we met again with candidate 1 at the ICASA conference in Kigali. We had a meeting with her to discuss more on the proposal, and she started writing her proposal that could serve as for the trainee fellowship. We submitted the full proposal for this fellowship, including the proposal for the trainee fellow, in February 2020. And luckily, in September 2020, we heard that we had been awarded the full fellowship. We started the Remind Kid project in January 2021, which contains studies in Tanzania and the studies of the trainee fellow in Rwanda. Based on this, we conclude that female scientists have difficulties in growing their career due to family life and existing work duties. In addition, we think that strategies are needed to facilitate career growth for women. That would mean, for example, to support maternity leave and also to support travel with the young child. Also, we think it would be good to allow for part-time fellowships for women. I would like to thank EDCTP for the opportunity to give this presentation and of course for being awarded the fellowship. I also would like to thank EACCR for giving the opportunity to find a trainee fellow. Furthermore, I would like to thank the Kilimanjaro Clinical Research Institute and Amsterdam Institute of Global Health and Development for supporting my career, and the University of Rwanda for giving support to the trainee fellow, who is Brenda Katira. In addition, the supervisors of Brenda and all female scientists. Thank you for your attention.
So let me first say a warm welcome to everybody joining this session on becoming an independent investigator. So we're going to hear of the experience of three individuals who have gone through this journey and want to reflect a bit on it. And we've asked them to prepare a few slides and tell us about their journey on becoming an independent investigator. So Mariam, she is working at the Kilimanjaro Clinical Research Center in Tanzania. And if you can start sharing your slides and tell us a bit about your journey. And I have to say, Marian held a CDF from 2015 work plan, a career development fellowship, and is currently, I think, working on a senior fellowship plus grant, as well as other grants. And she's going to tell you about them. Thank you. And the floor is yours, Marian.
Thank you. You can see my slides?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, thanks to EDCTP for allowing me to present about this important topic of becoming an independent female investigator. I'm giving this presentation in light of being a previous career development fellow and indeed now a current senior fellow, but also I'm a mother and a wife and I have a lot of other things to do. Yeah, as I said, I'm a senior research fellow at Kilimanjaro Clinical Research Institute, where I started in 2010 as a postdoc researcher in the HIRIF2 study, which was part of the Panacea Consortium, which is also funded through EDCTP. And my main responsibilities currently are grant writing, leading a number of research teams, supervising PhD and master students, of course, manuscript writing, and I'm also having a major role from our institute in the HIV node of the East African Consortium of Clinical Research. When we look at the Career Development Fellowship that I had previously, I started in 2017 and we did a 3-armed randomized clinical trial in which we investigated the effect of digital adherence tools for people living with HIV. In that fellowship, I supervised one PhD student and I led a team of research assistants, including nurses, data staff and administrative staff. And I finalized the fellowship last year, December 2020. Unfortunately, we did not find an effect of the adherence tools on mean adherence, but we found that the proportion of people living with HIV reaching 90% adherence was significantly higher in the 2 arms that were using digital adherence tools. And the PhD manuscript submission will go to the, is being done to the exam committee this month. And we expect that the PhD will be defended in the first quarter of next year. And some lessons learned from this fellowship. One major thing is do not do everything yourself. Teamwork is very important. My expectations about junior researchers were probably a bit too high, so I should change my expectations. Mentors really need committed mentees. Another thing is what I found really is that growing as a researcher is fun. And I'm originally from the Netherlands, where we say wie schrijft die blijft, and that literally means the one who writes stays. So it's very important to keep on writing for grants. And I also realized that networking is actually not so scary. I used to really not like networking, but through this fellowship, I learned to deal with that better. The fellowship enabled me to conduct research, of course, in the past years. Part of my salary was covered through the fellowship to supervise a PhD student. And what I found very important, to build a team in our institute, consisting of study coordinators, study doctor, field staff, data staff, also administrative staff, of course. Also, I gained a lot of experience to lead the team and experience to disseminate my work, but it's actually our work because we, of course, worked as a team through conferences, open access publications, but also very important community engagement. The research group that I led through the Career Development Fellowship is now also the group that is working in the Senior Fellowship. And we managed to write for and be awarded other grants from Bill and Melinda Gates, Voice Global, TV Reach, but also through EACCR, we did a small pilot study with the same study team. And currently, KCRI is one of the partners in the EPOC study, and our team, same team, is conducting the study on our side. And of course, we won the Senior Fellowship class, which was really not a single assignment by myself, but we really did it with the team of the Career Development Fellowship. The PhD student in the CDF is now a postdoc study, a postdoc, although he doesn't have his PhD degree yet, but it's soon expected. 2 juniors in the CDF are now doing PhD training in the Senior Fellowship. 1 volunteer and 1 field staff. They are now doing a master course in the Senior Fellowship. Data clerk is now a data manager. Myself, I grew from a researcher to senior researcher, and I got also a research fellow position at the Amsterdam Institute for Global Health and Development, but I'm based totally in Morschi. 2 PhD students, they won an HIV Research Trust scholarship, and 2 of the PhD students, 1 got the Best Abstract Award at ICASA 2019, and the other got the Best Poster Award at the Tanzania Health Summit in 2020. I also wanted to touch on being a mother, young in the sense that my children are below 10, and a researcher. I have to say that I'm lucky that I finalized my PhD before I was 30. But to give you a case which made it very challenging, in 2016, February, my last born was 6 months, and I had to travel to Uganda for EACCR. And the second day that we were there, I was being called by my husband that my son was not doing well. So he went to the hospital and was then admitted, which was quite a challenge because I was far away, but luckily we had a good contact straight with my colleagues here at the hospital. And when I came back 2 days later, I had to stay 2 more days with him in the hospital. And at that time, I actually submitted the proposal for the Career Development Fellowship from the hospital bed. So that was a challenge, but at the same time showing, I think, how it is to be a mom and a researcher at the same time. When I started the Career Development Fellowship, we had 2 kids. One, at that time, my girl was 5, Mia, and Joel was 2. Now they're 9 and 6. So solutions to deal with being a mother and being a researcher, you really need to have a committed and supportive Baba or father or anyone else who is around you. Others should be supportive in what you're doing. We have, for example, a driver who brings our children to school. And we also have a very great, fantastic, in Tanzania, we call it Dada, which is basically a nanny. For those who are still breastfeeding, and breast pump is really helpful. And another thing is you have to really set clear boundaries, whereby myself, my evenings and weekends are really quality time with my kids and my husband. And of course, 2 things I didn't mention here, but which are very important. You have to be flexible and you need to be a multitasker, but many of us women we are, so I do not see much trouble there. So lessons learned in the past years. One thing I find very important is follow your heart. Focus on one topic so that you create a track record in research, and always keep your ears and eyes open for opportunities. And there are a few things I would do different in the future, which I've started now also. I keep logbooks for the supervision of my students, where I really write down everything that I come across, including all the meetings. Do less myself, delegate more to the team, and also to insist more on regular meetings with the team and the mentees in my research teams. I really would like to thank EDCTP for assisting me in growing my career, and also for being able to build our team here. Also, I would like to thank EACCR, from which also part of my salary has been covered, but where I could also participate in many activities. My main mentors, Professor Dr. Rob Arnouds and Professor Dr. Ria Reis, both from the Netherlands, my mentees, which also make me grow the KCMC and KCRI administration. And of course, both the study teams that we have worked with. Our website is www.remindstudies.net. And I have my own blog and vlog on marionspots.com. So welcome to take a look at both websites. Thank you for your attention.